So last year was our first year implementing high-dosage tutoring, and I cannot say enough good things about high-dosage tutoring. In fact, we were ranked #1 in the state for reading proficiency in grades K through 3rd. And that is a testament to both the state, to our teachers, to our staff members, and to the hard work that our students were doing in those high-dosage tutoring groups. So the model that we have used here at Bains Elementary to establish our high-dosage tutoring was very fluid. So basically it all started out with our master schedule, because prime time, which is what we consider our small group instruction time, is built in our schedule in grades 1 through 5. And so in grades 1 through 3, we use in-person tutoring provided by our teachers who are reading interventionists, as well as our traditional reading interventionists as well, and math intervention. In grades 4th and 5th, we use teacher high-dosage tutoring groups, as well as your traditional math intervention groups, in addition to virtual high-dosage tutoring groups. And so during that time, we have our students that are still working on that foundational reading skills to be instructed in the science of reading. And the more standards-based approach is utilized in 4th and 5th to provide that in-person instruction.
Our school leadership gives us the most important thing, which is time. They plan with us. Once a week we get together and look at our data. Once we do that progress monitoring, they provide us with materials. They give us time with our interventionists, who are our reading specialists. They give us plenty of materials that we need. They're very supportive, and the most important thing, they give us time to plan it and implement our ideas. So I feel like the fact that we plan together every week helps us really, #1, implement the standards, because the high-dosage tutoring that the students are receiving is directly connected to our state standards. So because we're planning those lessons together, we're looking closely at the standards, dissecting them, breaking them apart to figure out how we're going to set up these lessons to meet the needs of our children.
And again, we progress monitor that every 3 weeks for those students and their teacher groups. But in our most intensive students and the traditional intervention model, we progress monitor them every 2 weeks. And then we look at that as a school, as a data team with our teachers during PLCs to make sure that we're meeting the needs of the students and they're in the right placement.
And when we do progress monitoring, we're collaborating, we're scoring together. We're looking, okay, well, this is what I'm seeing in this group. What are you seeing? What strategies are you using with them that I may need to use with my group? So definitely the collaboration aspect when we are assessing, and collaborating when we're creating those things that we're using to progress monitor.
The key to building a quality tutoring program is first and foremost your staff, making sure that they are trained, that they have the tools necessary, that they can execute this high dosage tutoring. All of our teachers in grades 1 through 3 have been science of reading trained. And so that allowed me to even the playing field so that I did not just have a couple of reading interventions. Now I've maximized and multiplied that number, because all of my homeroom teachers have the same training as a traditional reading interventionist, and they can give that explicit targeted one-on-one instruction. Another big piece of advice I would really impress upon school leaders is to leverage those partnerships, those external partnerships, but be very mindful and critical of those external partnerships, because these are what are going to go before your students. So making sure that you vetted them very thoroughly, but also that progress monitoring piece, that even though they're an external partnership, that you have some type of an internal progress monitoring, as well as internal progress monitoring structures to evaluate throughout the year. Because again, intervention is fluid. These groups should be fluid from going from skill to skill. And so it's important as school leaders to know is what we're putting before kids effective.
The benefits that I've seen with high dosage tutoring is mainly that it gives our students a lot more confidence when it comes to reading. It definitely is a prescriptive type of intervention, and we progress monitor regularly, and normally we see huge amounts of growth just from those first few weeks of that targeted intervention, because we give them the skills that they need to perform better and read better, and that normally brings their scores up tremendously. One benefit I've seen is a boost in confidence for students. Those groups, those high dosage tutoring groups, are a group of 4. So the pressure is kind of off of them as far as that whole group instruction of all those eyes on you. They're more inclined to participate with that smaller group. And again, for them, they're getting that smaller group instruction, which means we as teachers can better meet their needs individually. We've learned a lot through trial and error. And I would say that our data definitely proves that it's worth doing. and it has really helped our students outside of just reading. It's helped them in, I would say, every subject.